Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a new Let's Play series on a game called Shapez. Maybe most of you may be familiar with this if you're familiar with automation games. This came on the scene, I don't know, at least maybe a year ago. It's pretty cool, maybe even further back than that. Pretty cool. I've had this game on my radar for a really long time. It looked fairly minimalist, but after about 20 minutes of playing, it really kind of pulled me in. So let's jump in. We'll start a new game here. Boom. And we'll just kind of follow the tutorial. It's pretty simple here in the beginning. I should mention that the developers did grant my request for a press key. So thank you to the developers for that. Let's jump in. Tutorial. Place an extractor on top of a circle shape to extract it. All right, easy enough. They're pointing me where to go here at the bottom of the screen. Boom. Okay. Click and drag to place a belt. Quick and easy. Okay, it says tutorial. This is not an idle game. Build more extractors and belts to finish the goal quicker. Hold shift to place multiple extractors and use R to rotate them. Okay, let's do it. We need to supply 30 little circles here. So we'll put down another one. Another extractor, another belt. Boom. And maybe even one more. Rotate, boom. Belt. We can come in this way. All right, so that shouldn't take long. We're at 14. We need to supply 30. We can see a counter here on the far left as well. I think the current objective that we're going after. All right, we're just about there. And it's going to unlock cutting shapes. It says you just unlock the cutter, which cuts shapes in half from top to bottom, regardless of its orientation. Now be sure to get rid of the waste, or otherwise it will clog and stall. For this purpose, I have given you the trash, which destroys everything you put into it. All right, so it looks like it slices it right down the middle, like they said. Boom. They're showing an example, and then they're showing how the trash works. The belt won't get, excuse me, the belt won't get clogged as long as you're routing both outputs of the cutter here. And since we don't have a belt, they put a trash can there. Pretty cool. All right, what do we need to do? We need to supply half circles. Let's do it. Grab a cutter. I'm just going to start down here. Pop that guy down here. Let's see what we get out of this thing. Does anything come out? Okay. Yeah, we're getting the correct side. Now we need to put a trash can here to keep this from backing up. It says now place 2 more cutters to speed the slow process. Let's try that. If we've got room to do it. I think we can just do that. And we'll do one more here. We may need to adjust this belt a little different. Let's do it. Let's move this one in like that. And then I'll right click to get rid of this. We want a trash can here. And this is ugly early here. We'll as we get further along, we'll customize things to look a bit better. Okay, now place 2 more cutters. Okay, we did. And what do we need? We need 40 total. We're at 34. We'll be there in a second. The goals are pretty easy here early on. Level 2, this level gave you no reward. Womp womp. But the next one will. Better not destroy your existing factory. You'll need all those shapes later to unlock upgrades. Sure. Okay, unlock upgrades. All the shapes you produce can be used to unlock upgrades. Don't destroy your old factories. The upgrades tab can be found on the top right corner of the screen. Show the upgrades. All right, so here's more objectives for us to complete. You can see we've satisfied this one 113 out of 30. So let's click the upgrade button here and see what we get. Okay, now we're at tier 2. We've got a new goal. 83 of 75. I don't know if that's not a new goal. We have a new goal here. We need the bottom half of a circle. And then we've got a goal here for 300 square items. Then we've got these little star kind of things, 500 of those. And then we've got some painted ones down here. I don't think we can do that one yet, or this one actually up here, but I think we can do these two. Let's see what they got us to do. It says deliver 70 squares. Whoops, I accidentally right-clicked. I'll put that belt back, though we may not need it. All right, let's find some squares. Now the map is ginormous. Whoops. I mean, look at this. I don't know if maybe it's infinite, but pretty big. Lots of room to work with. There's some squares nearby. I'm sure that's not a coincidence. Let's get some squares going. We need 70 this time. Okay, I'm going to do the shift. I'm going to rotate these first, probably the way I want them. How about like this? Shift 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just belt these in. Nice and simple. Like I said, early game, very, very easy. We can clean up this belt for the OCD among us. We could even do more if we want to speed this up. Why don't we? We can always delete these things. There's apparently no cost to doing this. Boom, boom, boom. How about 3 more? Right click deletes. By the time I get this last belt down, we'll probably be done. All right. The multifunctional balancer has been unlocked. It can be used to build bigger factories by splitting and merging items onto belts, or onto multiple belts. So they show 2 going in, 1 coming out, and 1 going in, 2 coming out. And then it shows these ones are evenly distributed. So that's kind of neat. What do we need to build? Okay, now we need a half of a square item. So we kind of know what to do. Let's look at all of our goals. You can see how they said leave the factors in place. We've got another goal here for 300 squares. So we want some of those still going in. But we've got a new goal on the main screen here showing that we want some half squares. So let's kind of cannibalize this part of the factory and see if we can get that going. Let's do it here. Let's get a cutter down. I'll rotate this guy. Boom, nice and snug. And then we'll see which side has the right ones. We need the ones. We need these right here. And so this gets deleted off and we put a trash can there. And then it's basically a couple more just like this. We need 70. Delete some of those belts. Bring this guy over. And trash can here. Belt. Like so. And 1 more. Why not? Boom. Trash can. Belt. And oh, we've got mergers. I'm not even using them. Yeah, we could be using mergers for some of this. All right, what just dinged here? We got a flashing star in the top right. Let's click it. Okay, we met our goal of supplying all the squares, so that earned us an upgrade. Let's click and see. Okay, it did kick up a second goal for 740 squares, so we'll let that just keep running. And we've got a new objective here for a little, a quarter of the pie here, a quarter circle. So we'll have to figure out how to do that here in a bit. And here's the answer, I think. The rotator has been unlocked. It rotates shapes clockwise by 98 degrees. That is going to come in handy with the cutter. Okay, useful keybinds. Control plus drag to select an area. Shift. Okay, we saw that. And then Alt to invert the orientation to place belts. Okay, I have to try and remember the Alt one. That's hard to remember. All right, we need half circles. Do we need these half squares at all? We'll just leave this run. It's not hurting anything, I guess. We need half circles, so we need to rotate the circles. Let's look at our goals again. Yeah, we're done with the half circles that aren't rotated. Let's put some rotators on here. In fact, we can maybe use this side too now. So let's rotate and see how many rotations we need to do to get a top circle. Actually, I'll put the trash can here for a second just so we can see the output. So that one's good. And then this one probably needs 2 more. rotators. So I'll hold shift, boom, boom. Belt this out. We don't need to throw that in the trash anymore. Boom. And then we'll do the same thing here. So the main side gets one rotator. The main side just being the one that goes through the cutter. That one gets one. And then the other side gets three. Shift 1, 2, 3. And then I think what we can do... We don't have enough room. We're going to make room. I'm going to put our little friendly merger here. Like this. And we'll bring these guys up and these guys in. So there's more tops of circles. And then we're going to do the same thing up on this line. One here, 1, 2, 3. And then we can actually, probably don't need to do this, but I'm going to put a merger on top. Boom. Run a belt. Boom. And bring these in like that. Okay, we need 170. We are kicking. Let's see what else. Well, this is going to finish here in a second. It's probably going to ding or interrupt us. There we go. Okay, the tunnel has been unlocked. You can now tunnel items below belts and buildings within it, or with it. Very cool. More flexibility. Okay, now we got little half circles. What about... So, can we cut these? Let's see. Let's see what we get when we cut. In fact, we can do that, and we should be okay. I'm going to put... Okay, that's the side we want. This side, I'm going to have to throw in the trash because we're just too close. We're too close to rotate things. Before I get rid of these half circle ones, let's make sure there's no goal that's using those. We have a 500 goal here. If we rotate them, can we do that? Is there room to do something clever here with those? It looks pretty tight. Let's see. I just want to try something. See if I can make use of this space. Let's put... These are both the same. So if I slice this guy... Okay, that's the wrong side. Can I get enough rotators in there to make that work? Probably not. Let me put a garbage can here while we work on this top branch. Okay, that is good. Now the bottom branch, what's it look like? I don't have a way in. I do have a way in. I'll show you. Let's put a merger here. That's going to be our way back into this building, or into the hub here. And let's branch this guy down. Oh, he's good the way he is, right? In you go. So there we go on those two. Similar situation up here. Can we make it work? Can we make it work? Let's do... Again, we're going to start out a little cramped and messy, but we'll make it better as we get further along. We need 270 of these. I want to work with this side. Let's grab our cutter, see if I can make this work space-wise. Might be able to. We're not going to be able to tell. We might not be able to tell. But we know that we need one rotator here, just by looking at this model. And then we know the bottoms are fine as they are, so let's just route that straight on in. Okay. The fact that this belt is moving and we don't have anything going to trash kind of tells me it's working. So that's 4 of those. Let's tackle this top one. We get a little more room to work with. Back this up. We need a cutter. And a rotator. Whoops. Hard to see here. All that garbage down there. And then these guys just route right in, right? Pretty easily. In fact, I don't even need to... Well, I have a merger there. That helps. So that's all good. All of these lines are doing what they need to do. This one is not. We could convert this one over. We've got 70 more we need to do. Let's just see what else we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do bottom halves of circles. Let's do that with these guys. This is super easy, right? Two of these. One, 2. And then we can probably take off 2 here and we'll be good, I'm guessing. Okay, we unlocked something. The painter has been unlocked. Extract some color veins, just as you do with shapes, and combine it with a shape in the painter to color them. If you're colorblind, yes I am, there's a colorblind mode in the settings. Okay, we've got that set. I'll tell you what, it's not a huge help. It's not a huge help, but that's all right. It's all right. What is a huge help is when I click on this new objective here, where is it? Let's go here. Oh, this little eye icon. So that tells me the color. Like I can't tell if that's blue or magenta or some of the other colors in the game, but this little indicator here that spells it out for me helps out a ton because I am colorblind to some degree. This one is not showing us what the color is. There should be something there. This one does. It says, okay, red. So we need red full circles, right? And this is a red. I'm gonna get, yeah, red. I can tell from back here, right? Yeah, red. So I need red full circles, and we got to feed those through a painter. We need 300 of them. Before we get to that, let's just check what's going on here. We're working on this goal here. For tier 2 extraction. Boom, 532 out of 800. We're also working on this one a little more slow. Belts, distributors, and then we haven't even started on this cutters. Wonder if we should actually do that. Let's do that. Let's get some of these coming in to the hub. I think that is a block we can just farm directly and send in. Let's look for one. There's some right here. Let's do that. Let's try and get a one full belt of these. I'll hold down shift. And I'm going to merge, because these don't seem to cost us anything, these little balancers. I'm going to shift, boom, boom, boom. And see if I can get one full saturated belt out of this and into our hub, which is way out here. Let's just do it, because that'll be an easy objective to solve while we're doing this other stuff. Ooh, I did a shift, and it does make me move faster, but it doesn't keep placing down the belts. Not sure how far I need to go. Let's back up a little bit more, apparently. Select the belts again. Oh, that's faster. Okay, we went past it. Not a big deal. How about right here? Whoops, not into the squares. We need to go into the hub. What we can do is give ourselves a little opening right here, and we'll just piggyback on this belt, I think. Right? Those should go in, and then we'll look at the goals. Okay, we met our extraction goal. Let's pick our upgrade here. Now we need colored little stars. And if I click this, now I can see cyan. And because this tells me the color, I don't have to guess and think it's blue. Cyan, I've got a little cheat sheet here. In order to make that, we need to combine blue and green. We don't have the ability to do that just yet. Okay, we're getting our stars goal being met. We still need to send in the squares. So we get our new goal for 1,800 of those. So we'll let that do its thing. And that's fine. This one's a little bit A little bit of a choke point here, but I don't think it's an issue. Now let's see about the red circles. Can I repurpose anything? No, I need those. I need these going in. In fact, I need more than I've got. I could scale that up. Red circles. Is there a place, like a better place to do this? There's red. There's red here too, and there's circles right here. Let's take a look at what we can do here. And I think I'm going to set things up a little differently than I have been. We know, or I kind of know, or we're about to know that we're going to need to paint a lot of things red. So let's set up something a little more scalable for that. I'm going to put down some extractors. Boom, boom. Sure, we can come out the bottom. And then I'm going to just design this so I get one nice compressed belt out of all this if I can. And there's a million ways of doing this. So this isn't, this is just how I came up with doing it when I played for about a half hour yesterday. So I've got a belt of paint coming out of here. I want to combine it with these circles, but not just yet. Let's look at the paint tool. Rotate it. So a part comes in from the right, paint comes in from the bottom, and a painted item comes out the left. So let's plop down our first one right here. And I want to make a scalable paint line. That's what we're going to design here. And I'm going to do it like this. Right, so that belt is going to go off to the next paint station. Here's our first paint station. And somewhere there'll be a belt of like blocks that we want to paint coming off and going in there. In fact, it's going to have a belt that runs through and it's going to branch. It's going to be something like this. We'll see. We need a belt that goes the other direction. I guess I could have tried the Alt key there. All right, and then we need to get the output out of here. So our painted output is going to come down. Whoop, not like that. We're going to actually hop over this one. So I'm going to grab our new tunnel element. Boom. And I'll leave a little space. So our painted blocks are going to come straight out of there. Now, in order to scale this thing up, we just want to repeat this pattern. I think eventually we can do like copy paste and have blueprints. I haven't seen that in action, but I think it's something that we can unlock later on. But I want to scale this paint station up for the long term. So let's do that. Let's put another paint module here. Oh, I didn't route my paint. Here's my paint coming off. Come to think of it, this one could go closer. This is our splitter merger. Let's do it right before we need it, and then belt that paint up into the painter. This comes through this way. So then our next splitter would be here. This is our main line of paint that just keeps working its way down the line. This is the paint that branches off into the painter. And then this becomes the blocks, whatever we're trying to paint, branching off the block line and coming back down in. Let's do at least 2 more of these lines. I got to route the output out a little thing down here. Boom, 2, boom. And then, in fact, to make this more compact, let's hug the belt here a little bit. You and you. Okay, we got our new upgrade. We met a goal. Oh, we got 2 upgrades. Well, let's look real quick. Boom. Got a new objective. These are magenta circles. Again, magenta is blue plus red. We'll need to combine paint for that. And then we have an upgrade down here. Our little stars are already done. And looks like we got a new objective, but we already met it, I think. We got 1,500 out of 600 is the goal for these little side squares, but we sent in plenty. And then we got a new goal on these stars. We need to do 1,200, so those are still pumping in. So let's get back to our little paint station. I want to do at least 2 more of these, 2 more stations here for paint. So let's do it. It's that. Painter. Got a belt here. Might be able to make this a little more compact than I'm doing it. We got this output actually needs to go down. This one's going to go down like that. This belt continues on. And then we have to hop that belt for our output. And what's next? Paint coming in. That is right there. Belt to send the paint up into the painter. We'll do 1 more of these, and then we'll hook it up and start painting things. That's our paint again coming up. Output comes down. And we need to cross this belt. Boom, boom. Just in case we scale it later, I'm going to stick with 4 for now. And what am I missing? Parts come in. Paint comes in. Parts come out. Okay, let's do our output belt. That's going to be something like this. Whoops, not quite. How are we going to do that? I think it's going to be like that, actually. That guy goes. Something like that. Right, so now all our output comes out, joins onto this output belt, and we have whatever we send in gets painted red. Where do we send things in? Over off of this belt. It could try come in from the bottom, it's fine. And the first thing we want to do is paint circle blocks. We've got some right here. So let's do that. We know we need to jump the belt here. And hook up to that production line or paint line. Let's get some circles in there. Hold the shift key down. I'll do that same thing with the 3 of these guys just to compress down into one belt. Okay, let's try the Alt key. Alt. Okay, Alt's not changing the direction. So I can just grab a belt and drag it the way I want. And then we just need to take these circles, send them on up. And let's see if this works. Now these paint stations I think are kind of slow. We might be able to upgrade. Okay, down, there goes one coming out. There's another one coming out. There's another one. And there's another one. So there's our painted circles. And we clearly have enough circles, and we clearly have enough paint. So we could scale this out even more. I think we probably should. Let's get these parts routed down into our hub so we can start meeting this objective. And then we'll scale it up. So let's put another little splitter here. This one might be temporary. And this belt might be temporary, but let's just get it down. I'm going to piggyback on this one just for now. I know it's kind of sloppy over here by the hub. We're going to clean that up. But in the interest of time, We'll just do a little shortcut. We're quickly meeting that objective. But we've got scale here, so let's add a few more, or at least a couple more of these paint stations. I'm not super fast at it, am I? But we'll get there. Boom. Okay, wrong way. Right way. I can go far across. We're going to scale this up. We know I need one there. Paint station. Boom. This belt we know is going to go across, so let's just do it. Send the paint up. And send the output product out. We got to jump the belt. Boink. Boink. And here's our output belt. Okay, we'll get these routed. We're gonna end up taking this belt out probably, and that little switcher. What do we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll take this one out. Let that go straight. And then we'll just weave this guy around. Again, we're still semi-temporary. This part here I think is going to be permanent and stick around for a really long time. This will be our red paint station. In fact, we've got the ability, if we back off on the map and right click, we can add a marker. So let's do red, or how about, yeah, red paint station. Boom. And we're not saturating the output belt, and we've got room on the input belt. Should we do 2 more? We'll come back and scale it up. Let's see how we're doing. We've got an objective, an upgrade ready. Let's look at that. Okay, we did more of the little stars here. We'll pick the upgrade. Okay, now we've got to supply 3,000 stars, so we'll just let that thing run. And we've got this new crazy thing. It's got 2 different colors. The colors green and cyan, and very different shapes. Half one of those star ones and half a circle one combined. I don't think we can make these yet. We probably, can we make the magenta yet? Okay, you have unlocked a variant of the rotator. It allows you to rotate shapes counterclockwise. To build it, select the rotator and press T to cycle through its variants. Okay. What do I need to do? I need blue half squares. That should be easy, right? We got a bunch of half squares over here. But you know what this means? Probably means we need to set up another paint station. Should we do these near each other? Like, should I have a red paint station, blue station, you know, a whole series? We've got, I think, 6 colors. Red, blue, green, cyan, yellow, and magenta, I believe. And then the white, I guess, which is the default. Oh, is the white the default? I guess it's not. We can make white too, and there's several ways to make white. We'll see if we need white. All right, yeah, these squares I think is what we want to do next. Just blue, and where do we want to put that station? You could put a station way out here. And then use these squares if we want to temporarily. And the paint station is going to stick around for a good long time. And painting isn't always necessarily the last thing you're going to do. So for example, like you could say, oh, the paint station is going to be the last thing you want to do. So keep that near the hub. That'll always be the last step. But that's not really the case, right? Because we've got this thing here that's got 2 different colors. So we're going to be painting things and then combining them as the last step. So maybe we should put a paint station a little further away. a blue one, and not crowd the hub area. What about way out here, building a paint station? I wish we could cut and paste, but we can't do it yet. I'm pretty sure they won't let us do it. All right, let's see. Anything to go after here? We do have an objective here to provide just circles. Let's do that real quick while we're thinking. Plain old circles. Should I get rid of... No, we're still doing half circles too. Let's do this. We're going to do this real easy. Just to get this going. This is a little bit of a distraction, but we'll get it done. So there's some circles going in. In fact, we could do... How many circles do we need? Let's see, for that goal. It didn't seem like it was many. 180. That's probably fine. We need a blue paint station. I'm just wrestling in my own head whether I want to stack these up or not. Tell you what, let's wrap this episode here and I'll give it some thought. I kind of like the idea of having just a whole row or column of paint stations, one for each color. Maybe that one's pretty darn close to the hub. But maybe you could even have 4 quadrants of them, like a set of paint stations kind of at each diagonal. And then whatever parts we need to create and subparts or whatever, we could just run through one of these paint stations. But let's pick it up next episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series on shapes. Pretty cool game. It's been out for a while. A lot of fun. We're going to get into some interesting stuff, I think, as we play on. So stick with the series. If you like what you see, I want to thank patrons and channel members as always. Their support is what keeps this channel alive, and I deeply appreciate it. There's links to contribute to the channel if you'd like to do so in the description. I'd really, really appreciate that. And I'll see you all in the next episode.